So good evening. Got a little bit of an overnighter now. I'm a little bit excited. So, as I'm sure you've noticed, there's been a complete lack of videos. There's been a complete lack of anything. I've still not done the giveaway draw, anything like that. It's been frantic to get this thing back on the road. It's on the road now. We've got a tuning issue that we need to address and a wiring issue with the indicators. Not quite sure what that is. We've got tomorrow to play with that. We're stopping out tonight because I don't know if you can see him. He's already wandered off to go and put a rabbit trap down there, and we've got the rifles and bits and pieces. So as always, we don't show that bit on YouTube because YouTube frowns upon it unless you are a specific hunting channel and all the rest of it. It's one of them, but we will film the overnight. So what the plan of attack is, we're arranged across here. Obviously I've got the side windows on the vehicle that go over there, and then as well as that we can jump out here and lamp over there. We've got a few acres on this side and around 9 acres all the way around there, so not bad, not bad. And pest control is an essential, so happy days. The other thing that I'm really happy about is my gaffers are spot on. They've given me 3 weeks furlough because what I do, it's dried up a little bit. One of the other lads has come back, so they give me 3 weeks off because they know I've got something coming up. They know I need to get everything ready, and they like watching the videos too, so I can get out to the woods and actually film something decent. So yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing if you can't tell. It's Friday, I've finished work, I've got time off. Happy days. Good morning. What a terrible night. It has been gale force winds all night, and all I could hear was that tarp there. It was noisy. Right, I'm gonna go make a brew now, but now not great. There's a few rabbits out, but they're quite far off. Windy as hell, so it's not worth taking long shots. So breakfast time. So what's happening now, Mick's gonna jump on the ramp, I'm gonna pull him forward. The weather's horrific with the wind and stuff. There is no way I can film outside without all you hearing is so it's kind of knobbed that, if you know what I mean. That's why there's not been much filming last night. What I'll do, I'll pull inside the barn, I'm going to get the cookers out and stuff, I'm going to make some bacon sarnies, we'll get the brews on the go, we'll have a look at what Mick's doing on his. I've got a little bit of gearbox oil to take out of mine. We've got a boost pin and a boost ring. If you want to see how that's done, we're going to get them on, and we've got to look at the indicator issue. So by the end of today, should be able to go on the motorway. Touch wood. Cold it is. It was bloody freezing last night. From that old crap by the door, I've got everything in pieces and it all gets put there. Just as a little teaser as well. New neck knife. It'll come with either a pocket clip or the loop on. Either or, and what it is, it's just a skeletonized version and smaller, so you can just hang it down here or, like I say, on the clip. Idea is, same blade design and everything. It's not a tanto, it's not a bushcraft, it's halfway in between. Same grind and everything. It's a stone washed finish, so it's easier to maintain. Little paracord wrap, so you can use a paracord if you want to. But yeah, that's this is the prototype, so don't start bombarding me with I want one, because I'm going to use this for a little bit, make sure I'm happy with it. Oh, this is semi-stainless as well, so it's easier to maintain. Downside is you could chip it a bit easier, but you're not going to be battening with it. But the upside of it is, obviously, you can get it dirtier. It doesn't have to be as oiled. A little bit less maintenance. But I've got big hands, but it's a good size, I think. So I'm going to run this a little bit, and then Patreon, the lads on Patreon, you'll get first dibs on it, and yeah, or as well as that, Now we're starting to come out of lockdown. Yes, I will be doing a bigger meet in summer when we find out what all the rules are, but as the smaller meets are allowed and stuff, I will be doing like a bit of a Patreon camp. What I'm going to start doing as well with the Patreon is I'm going to start putting more and more stuff on there first. Once I'm trying to get rid of this backlog of obviously not getting videos done for being just super busy. I'm going to turn all the adverts off of everything when it goes into Patreon, because obviously they're putting in the pot, and then when it comes onto YouTube Live, I'm going to then put the adverts back on again, because what I noticed on the diesel heater fitting video, the first 2,000 views I did with just the before and after adverts, and it made nothing. Then I click the button for YouTube to put on wherever it wants, and it made more money in that 1,500 by double than what the 2,000 did. So that's what YouTube wants. From what I can gather, YouTube doesn't. They want to be a streaming service, so it's one of them ones where they're trying to get everybody onto the subscription, so you don't have to see the ads, but you're paying monthly, so they get their money that way. And they're just pushing the creators and everybody into doing that. I know there's a lot of people running ad blocker and stuff like that, but realistically, it's those people that are causing people like me just to jack in YouTube because it costs too much money and they give up and get nothing back. So a bit selfish like, but it's one of them things. It's a give and take kind of relationship in it, I suppose. So yeah, I'm going to try and increase the value for the Patreons because I'm crap at it. I keep asking for people for suggestions on what they'd like to see and stuff, and everyone just goes, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I need to grow a little bit and make that better. So I'm going to predominantly aim everything at that, because they're the people that are putting in and making it a thing to grow and make it better. And then what's left over will go on the YouTube and stuff to grow the channel and grow the brand. So I'm going to try and do a bit of a trade-off like that. I've just got on TikTok now, so if you're on TikTok, bugoutvehiclesuk, go from there. So let's make some food. I think with these, because they're so thin, you end up with a burn patch there. If you turn it right down and do it slow, have it shut, once you've drained the water off, it cooks quite evenly. I suppose it's one of the things you just get used to. Oh, proper farm eggs. Eh? Right, so today's task is a bit more power. So we've got a boost pin, boost ring, eBay specials. They're about 50 quid-ish, something like that. There's other ones available, but obviously they're a lot more money. What I'm going to do now, just going to take this water bottle off just to give us a bit more room, and then put the boost pin and ring in here because we've got a severe lack of power. As well as that, I was talking to the lad that I got this engine off, and basically he had it turned up, but when he's took the engine out he's turned it down. So what we think is he's turned it down too far, because there's no black smoke, no nothing when I put my foot to the floor. So out of an old TDI you'd expect something. Is that flatter than an impactor?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. Whip bin.
No good.
It's not needed on this engine. So, as you can see there, that's your old pin. So that's going to be slightly different to this pin here. And all it is, it's just the way that it tapers off when you put your foot down. That's the tuning bit. So on this bit here, all you do, undo this nut, which takes this bit off, put your new bit back on again, put that nut back on, and there's a little indentation that matches up with the front of the pin. I don't know if you can see that. So we've got the new wedge there, which the top of that wedge matches that dot there.
Always time for lube.
Always time for lube. You lube that rod up. Go on. Check out that lube action.
Show them that dot.
So that dot there is facing forward, okay? That's the whole point of it. So you know that that pin is facing forward. If that's not straight, you're going to be rubbing on the angle of the dangle, aren't you? And now we're going to reverse what we've already done.
That's in right.
These don't do huge power increases, but for a vehicle like this, it's the difference between it dropping a gear on a hill, that kind of thing. It's just that bit more torque. And with it being auto, it needs every bit of torque it can get to keep it in top gear on the motorway. That's the boost pin done. So now the awkward bit, that's down just in here. Problem you've got is trying to get the torques actually in there. That's going to be the hard bit. So this is the unit. You'll recognise that. Take that off. Spacers in to compensate for the new shim. Old one's back in. That's the spacer. That's the boost ring. Spring's back on. Change that seal. Nice fresh new seal down in there. Extra one. Yeah, he's going to put that back on there without dropping a single thing. No pressure. You've only got a few thousand people watching.
Alec in for that first.
Alright, so as you can see, just down here. That's back on now. It's just a bit of a faff getting all the spring spacers, everything back down onto there and getting that Allen bolt nipped back up again. You're done. What you can do, if this doesn't suit your engine, is you can increase or decrease the spacers to suit, but they recommend just putting all them in. It's a bit hard to see this, but you've got some lines on the top of the boost pin up here, but if you can, biggest thing to notice is from this cylinder here, look at the taper change as I rotate it. Okay, so that's just basically, if this is in standard format, as you rotate this round, this is what's going to give you a different power delivery. Different fuel delivery, depending on how you want to word it, but that's all it is. With the tuned ones, it just gives you pretty much power, that's it. So there's no ifs or buts. So no mega noticeable difference. Obviously boost pin in there, that's back on. We got rid of that plastic bit that was on with, obviously this is out of a Range Rover, this engine, so it had a few more sensors and odds and sods, but we don't need them on this. And then just down in here you just see the new spacer that's just behind there, and the new bolts. That's about it. No real noticeable difference. And then what we'll do on top of it, I think mine's still turned down a little too much, so if you can see just here at the end of this here, there's a screw. So what you do is you'll turn the outside of it, you'll take that off, and that's what locks it into position. And if you turn the actual flat-headed screw clockwise, it puts more fuel in, anti-clockwise, less fuel in. I'm going to turn it up quarter of a turn. You don't need to turn it much each time you adjust it. Just bear in mind, when you turn this up and you're booting it, you're putting more fuel into an engine, you're going to create more heat. That's why it's good to have an EGT sensor, something like that, so that you know you're not cooking your engine, because your EGTs will go up a lot quicker than your water temperature will, so catch that damage early. Right, so indicators got done. The fault on that, weirdly, don't know if anyone else has come across this, but it was the actual bulb in the dashboard. What that was doing, for some reason it was shorting it back down to the other indicators, and that was causing them all to flash. After I don't know how long of him fault finding, it narrowed it down to that, which I would never have looked at that. So yeah, lesson learnt on that one. The power's turned up now, definitely got more poke. Seem to have an issue with the, because it's an automatic, the drop down, it's dropping down too soon. Normally when you put your foot down in the auto landers, you put your foot all the way down to about 95%, and then you push a bit harder and you'll feel a little click and your foot goes a bit further down and it hits the drop down, drops into the gear below, screams its nuts off up a hill or what have you. Seems to be kicking in at about 80%, and I'm not feeling that positive click, so we don't know what that is. We've adjusted the drop down to the maximum that it will drop down, and it's still doing it. So anyway, a long ado thing. What I'm going to do, it's time for the giveaway. You have to excuse me, I bought a new one of them Gorilla tripod things, and it's instantly snapped the first time I've come to use it. So yeah, remember Christmas time giveaway. This is my personal knife. This is the prototype, okay? So this isn't some shiny new one that everyone else got. This is my own. It's been used, it's been abused, it's been resharpened back up. It's got the Kydex sheath. Pop that off. I've got the bling bling edge here, obviously, because it's black and it's been sharpened up a load of times. It's got that on it. We've got the nice file work on the handle. Lovely little pummel for cracking eggs. And yeah, just generally pokey nice. So one of yous has got it. Bear with me. Right, bear with me on this one. This is going to be one of them wiggly pokey, the ones I really hate, but I've bust my tripod, so we'll have to try and do it this way. Had to be a Stella box, didn't it? We're in Stu's trailer, if you're wondering. It's my one bit that I'm working on today. Doing him 2 cupboards, going to put a control panel there, CCTV up there, see how he likes this, can put some nice cupboard doors on. If he likes it, bonus. If he doesn't like it, he can have it refitted with the Gucci Caravan style ones, but I'm just trying to make the thing usable for him for summer. Anyway, give this a shake up. Oh, got one. Who's that? Me, you, Jonah 369. Right, if you look at the comments, Jonah actually did a VR response to this, and I think everybody on Jonah's channel came on, did a reply to it, but said if I win it, give it to Jonah. So there we go. So me, you. I think Jonah owes you a pint, because yeah, there we go. So buzzing. And just oh, screen's gone off, just for some other people in there, just in case they didn't think it was a thing. See if you can see your name on there and get really upset that you could have. Oh, there's another there's another one for Jonah. DMD Jonah. We also got Landy Lover, Darren Phillips. If you haven't gathered, there's the most comments ever on this thing. What else we got? Because you'll always get someone that says it's rigged. There's always some bitter person that thinks they're owed something. Fork in the Road Bex, Jim T, Gaz Lino, Canadian Survivalist. I'm glad I'm not posting it there. Jonah again. Mario Creaney, something like that. Can't read me. Alan McGrath. Panda Outdoors. You actually had a few. Funky UK 888. Sam Dove. What else we got? Connor Y67. There's loads, as you can see here. There was a lot of entries, but the one that gets it, me you, to Jonah365. Congratulations to, well, both of you really. Me you for being lucky and Jonah for getting it. Buzzing. I want to say thank you to me you, because Jonah's been on a few things, so I'm absolutely buzzing that it's going to someone that I know about. What I'll do as well, me you, if you want some stickers, I'll send you some stickers out. Let Jonah know he's won. I'll let Jonah know, but I know he does. He just disappears off. I'll gladly send you some stickers out as just because it's a token gesture, because you've done something really nice and, you know, gifted it straight to him. So, and on the other side of it, I'll stick some stickers in for you as well, Jonah, because I know you've wanted some ages back. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the middle of the video. I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it on the description and title and things like that, because I think there's a lot of people that sift around YouTube just entering giveaways just so they win something, and they don't really have anything to do with the channel. And like there's a hell of a lot of names in the comment sections for that giveaway that I've never seen before. So it's 50-50. With any luck, it'd be nice if they did comment more, because I do notice the people that comment a lot. Yeah, that's where we're at. So, as I was saying before, I've got a few other little bits and pieces to give away. I was going to do this month's Patreon giveaway in this video, but I'm going to do a few videos this week because I'm actually furloughed at the minute. So I'm going to do that in the next video, I think. I already know who's won that, actually. I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm going to be out and about. So yeah, there's this one. This is just an updatey type video, just to keep the analytics happy. Next week's video should be much better because I'm going to go out into the woods. I've also got 4 or 5 trips out to the woods over the next 2 weeks. We've got a few bits of ripping out bits and pieces. We've got, now that the landy, I've got a couple of runs to do, and then I'll risk taking it out. Going to get the rock sliders and stuff done. And then, as well as that, if it's running okay for the week after, I'm umming and ahhing about pricing up for replacing the fascias of my units in a slightly different shape. So loads to come. Bear with me. I'm sat down there on a night now. What I'm going to do is I'm making an actual plan. I'm making a kind of list of the videos that I need to do and the things that I need to do to accomplish them, because I'm a slack knacker, and it's one of them things where I kind of bimble through just trying to smash stuff out, and I need to be a bit more methodical on this. There's big things happening this year. There's going to be a couple of collaboration videos with some other YouTubers. Don't know what's happening with the meets. People are asking me about the meets already. I know some people are putting dates out there, but realistically, me being the paranoid nutter that I am, you've seen how these restrictions have come, go. Everybody had a day off at Christmas where you could see some of the people, then all of a sudden we're in full tier 57 lockdown and that you get punished for it. I fully think that the government's going to pull a fast one, and they're going to let everybody go out on whatever date it is. They're going to say you all ruined it for yourselves and lock it down again. So it's a lot of aggro, getting a venue, booking stuff, paying up front for stuff, getting deposits for tickets or selling tickets, then it all doesn't go ahead, and then I've got to try and refund as much as possible, and I just can't afford to have it out of my pocket this year. So it's one of them. We'll wait to see how it goes. Please don't badger me for it. I've said a dozen times, if not more, about I'm not organising until I know where we're at. At this rate, it's going to be an end of summer gig. It's going to be a mixture of the overlanders, vanlifers, preppers, bushcrafters, the full shebang. Going to try and get a few trade stands on it. Going to get an entertainer on it. Make it a bit of a thing. Make it fun. Make it a bit of a get out and see people, that kind of lark. All being well. What I am probably going to do in the meantime, because I'm suspecting it's going to be no huge groups, what I'm going to be looking at doing is maybe putting on camps of 10 people. what these will be. And it's not, I know people are bitch and moan that it's going to be, oh, I'm not paying that for that. It's not going to be a turn up and camp. I'm going to aim this more at the beginners, and it's pretty much going to be, come, use your setup, we're going to go through some skills, we'll go through bits and pieces like that, some basic fire lighting, basic shelter building, that kind of thing, basic if you want to go through the vehicles, anything like that. I've got to put something together, but that would be a paid weekend. That would be, I'm doing that. One, you learn something, you get a camp out. It's the same as these green lane days. They charge you to go green laning. Me personally, I get an OS map and go and bimble around the hills and things like that and find it out for myself. There's other people that don't want the aggro of turning up and the gate being locked and they can't get down it or things like that. They just like to pay someone. It's all done and dusted. They know where the toilet is, they know where the water is, they know there's going to be a fire lit for them, they know there's going to be shelter. I'm going to aim it towards that one. So yeah, I don't know if people are interested in that. If that's something that people are interested in, or topics that you think would be good covered, comment down below, please, because like I say, this is one of them weird situations where this year I need to pull my finger out and make this proper, because YouTube, I can't see being the be all and end all for much longer, because the way it's going and the way YouTube are changing the rates, like when ads go on, YouTube takes 60% of the ad money, which, fair one, it's their party, do what they want. Now they're taxing the American, well, they're not taxing the American viewers, they're taxing me for the American viewers at like 25%, something like that. I then get UK tax of 20%, and then I have to get it out of PayPal. So yeah, there's not much in it. I'm going to have a mess about with the adverts and stuff. Like I say, I can see this going more and more Patreon based, just because although YouTube's where the growth is, Patreon's where people appreciate the time, effort, money that gets put into it, and it gets a drink back. So they'll be the ones that get the videos first, they'll be the ones that get them with no adverts on, things like that. For the people that don't want to chuck in, that's absolutely fine, because I've got a limited amount of people that I Patreon to as well. Totally appreciate that, but I have to suck it up when adverts come on, because unless you're gonna pay the YouTube subscription, you're gonna get ads. And I know there's people on there that are gonna go, well, I'm an ad blocker. Well, you're a cocksucker too, because that just means that people are gonna jack in when they're spending thousands a year making the videos and get zero back. It's one of them, innit? If you don't pay for, if you don't use it, you lose it, and if you don't want to pay in the pot, people stop. And I'm sure a lot of you have noticed in lockdown, you've got the bigger, more professional YouTubers that have it as their full-time income, and they can smash the videos out all day long because it's their job. It's one of them ones. Then you get the hobbyists, which, fair play to them, they're probably the most that are into it, because they're still keen and enthusiastic, and they're the people that they've only been doing it 6 months, a year, maybe 18 months, and it's not accrued to a massive amount of gear yet or a massive amount of time yet. And then there's people like me in the middle that have done it for years, and kind of, it's at the point now where it's absorbing so much of my life, I've got to try and offset the costs so it's not one massive cost. I don't know, that's my ramblings on it. Don't want to go on about it. I don't want to seem like I'm scrounging and stuff. I'd just rather you knew and rather explain it like this than you go, oh, why is the adverts on now? Because you will get a lot of people that are new to YouTube, and they'll make these big grand things of, well, I don't put adverts on, well, I don't do this, well, I don't charge for this, and they make these grand gestures of it. But then as they do it more and more and more and more and more, and they put more time, more money, more everything into it, they then start to take a look around and go, there's a reason the channels that stick around a lot longer, and a reason that the channels that put a lot more into it do put the ads on and do the sponsorships and do the little deals. So there we go. The upside of that is, as it grows, there's companies like Outhouse. They've sent me a landy tent to give away, so that's coming up. I'm going to do a camp in the next few videos. I'm going to stop in that for a couple of nights and see what you think of that one, and then we'll do a giveaway on that. Yeah, it's that. I'm trying to find the fine balance of it, because I don't want to, it's hard to word, innit? Because I don't want to be a scrounger, but at the same time I can't keep paying for everything. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you won't go to a hot dog stand and everything be free, would you? And expect the guy to just buy all the stuff from the wholesalers, cook it all up for you, and then feed everybody and just go, there you go, lads. There's got to be that compromise of, you know, making it last, I would say, because otherwise it just turns into be more aggro, and it'd be another channel that just kind of, it'll turn into the as and when rather than trying to make it a thing, if that makes sense. I think a lot of channels have turned into a as and when, and I don't want to do these videos. I don't want to do the videos where it's not cinematically good, it's just the ramblings of a fat man or little snippet updates because I've got to get a video up. I want to make quality videos, and with any luck the next few videos that I do will start to make up for the lesser videos that I've had while I've been rebuilding the landy. And I know a lot of you said that you enjoyed it, but looking at the numbers there's a lot that didn't. So appreciate the ones that have stuck about, appreciate the ones that comment, appreciate the ones that play the game, and yeah, thank you. See you on the next one.